And welcome back to Square Off. Governor Doug Ducey issued an executive order last week quashing Arizona State University's plan for bringing students back to campus safely in the fall. Ducey believed the plan required students to get vaccinated. Here's what he tweeted. "The vaccine works, but the vaccine is a choice," Ducey said after the policy was announced. "This policy is social engineering at its worst. Health policy should be based on science, not virtue signaling. In America, freedom wins." The ASU plan was wrongly perceived as mandating vaccinations, but it did require unvaccinated students to take extra health care precautions like wearing masks outside and getting COVID tests. Ducey's response has one public health expert saying the governor is abusing his emergency powers and it's time for him to give them up. That expert is Will Humble, former state health director, now CEO of the Arizona Public Health Association. Welcome back to Square Off, Will.
Thanks, Brown.
So tell us what you were talking about. Why do you think Ducey went too far with this and is abusing his powers?
Well, look, the purpose for the public health emergency is to put together interventions that are helpful during a public health emergency. Things like they did back in March and April of 2020, the stay-at-home order at the beginning. They did some stuff around evictions. They, at the beginning, were using their public health authority for positive things that were helpful. But now you see them abusing that authority, or in other words, using the authority for harmful purposes. And basically, if you go down, you can tick down the list of entities that are being micromanaged in a harmful way. Cities and counties have had to take their authority taken away by Director Christ and Governor Ducey. K-12 education over the last several months. Businesses are no longer allowed to inquire about the vaccination status of their staff. And now we have micromanagement of the universities and the community colleges. They're abusing the public health authority. They're not behaving as though there is a public health emergency, and yet they're exerting authority that's harmful. So that's what my blog post was about.
And so you're sort of agreeing with Republican lawmakers who have tried to rein in the governor's authority. Do you think this should have been done earlier? Do you think Republican lawmakers should have acted?
Well, I do. I think they need to now. I mean, at this point, I think they need to. You bring out an interesting point that I agree with Republican lawmakers, but for a different reason. I think many of them objected to the good things that happened at the very beginning of the pandemic. I was in favor of those things. And now you see Kavanaugh objecting. Kavanaugh now likes the authority because he likes the micromanagement of the universities, businesses, K-12, et cetera, counties and cities. So it's for different reasons. But there are lawmakers on both sides that disagree. I just think the authority is being abused at this point.
State Representative John Kavanaugh of Fountain Hills, you're referring to there. But what did you make of the ASU plan? Is it in line with CDC guidance, as ASU President Michael Crow said?
Yeah, ASU's policy was great. I mean, look, their policy recognized the difference between the different risks that are posed between vaccinated and unvaccinated students. They had, for vaccinated students, a pretty simple code of conduct. For unvaccinated students, there was an expectation that they'd wear masks while they're on campus and do some periodic testing to ensure they're not infected. Right along the lines of CDC guidance, managing risks depending on the population. So I thought the ASU policy was terrific. It was evidence-based. It was in line with CDC guidance. My kudos to ASU and President Crow for putting that together. And then, overnight irritated the governor apparently, and that's all undone now. So what the new guidance, what the executive order says is that you basically can't treat vaccinated and unvaccinated students differently in terms of the code of conduct.
And so the Board of Regents has said we will comply. So all three public universities in Arizona will comply. But we don't know what ASU and the others will do next, do we?
Well, I don't know what they're going to do next, but I do know that there's a powerful incentive to comply because the budget negotiations are happening right now, which is, there's a lot of risk in terms of what the universities do or say at the moment, at least until the budget is finalized.
So a lot of money on the line at the Capitol as all this is happening. All right. Will Humble, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, take care. Thanks.
The controversy over the back-to-school protocols wasn't the only headline for Arizona State University last week. A newly uncovered letter from the U.S. Department of Education says ASU is in serious violation of the Clery Act. That's the federal law requiring colleges and universities to report to police any alleged sexual assaults or other alleged sex crimes on campus. Here's what the victim's rights attorney and the university had to say.
As a human being, I would say the damage is irreparable. To have an institution say, even if you went through something as horrible as a multi-hour rape where you're begging for help, we're not going to follow our procedure. We're not going to support justice for you. And in fact, we're going to create barriers and obstruction. I mean, that is harm. That is trauma. Did not find on her behalf, did not give her information for an appeal.
When we received the April 12th letter from DOE, we immediately engaged with them. As a result of our discussion with them, there were two things that they actually asked us to modify. They asked that we deliver concurrently to the parties involved the final determination. We are continuously, looking at our policies and practices and making changes as needed, and also collecting feedback from the ASU community.
Team 12's Josh Sanders has a full report on this story. You can watch it on our website, or you can watch all of our Sunday Square Off coverage on our YouTube channel. Go to 12news.com/YouTube.